On behalf of the Aliquippa Quarterback Club, I'd like to welcome Dr. Paul Dinello. 33 years ago, we stood on this field as teammates. Tonight, we welcome him back as a teammate and welcome him back to the Aliquippa community. Dr. Dinello, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. I am deeply honored to be at one of the greatest schools in the state of Pennsylvania. I left a very fine school in Ambridge, and I crossed the river to a great school in Aliquippa. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the starting offensive lineup for your 1990 At right tackle for the Quips, number 78, a senior, Craig Sperrins.
Both ways for the Aliquippa Quips, and Ty Law will see a lot of action on offense, and Dries Nance will go both ways, Easy Jones will go both ways, Craig Ferris will go both ways, Robbie Palachek will go both ways, so they have plenty of guys going both ways for the Aliquippa Quips.
For Ambridge, Struggs will go both ways, Vlasic, Sismonic will go both ways,
Catch will go both ways.
Polar, so they both these teams really with a lot of players that go both ways, and I'll be keeping an eye on the benches to see how often Morocco and Antonini throw in the substitutes to give these players a break, because no matter how much shape you've been through, one thing you remember too is it has been reasonably cool for the past couple of weeks. Normally in training camp, you're in there with
Morocco in the next couple of years. We're set for action here at Aliquippa. The Ambridge Bridgers will kick off left to right on your radio dial. Here's the kickoff from Monca, and we are underway here at Carl A. Ashman Stadium. Coming up with the football is Easy Jones. Jones across the 30-yard line, down to the 31-yard line before he is finally brought down by the Ambridge Bridgers. He had a hole. He thought he could break it wide open before he was finally brought down the area. Split end entry stance. Easy Jones is the wing back. Thornton barks out the signals here as we are just underway at Carl A. Ashman Stadium. Fidel Farr in the backfield. Thornton pitches it over to Farr. Farr across the 30-yard line. He's stopped by Bowler, but he gets down to the 40-yard line before he is knocked out of bounds. Bowler read it well, and Bowler and Truskowski come up with it. Let's see what Vlasic can do. Leonard Myers lines up behind Thornton. Farr dots the I. Going in motion. It's Ty Law from his wingback position. Farr gets the handoff up the middle. Gains about 2 yards on the play. Hit hard up the middle. On one of the on the tackle, Chris
not going to throw the ball all that often. What they'll try and do is use Myers and use Farr and just wear down the opposing offensive line and march it right downfield.
Dante Williams lines up off the left side for the Aliquippa Quips. Thornton holds it, takes it himself across midfield before he fumbles the football. Coming up with it is Chris Beadnell for the Ambridge Bridgers. The Bridgers get the football. Thornton took the football himself, went up the middle and had it popped out of his hand. And Chris Beadnell, we just mentioned his name, a transfer from Quaker Valley, comes up with the fumble, and the Bridgers have the football in their own backfield. Alex Coral and Eric Struggs. Coach Antonini earlier this week called them Batman and Robin. You never know who's going to come up with the football. Galuppi barks out the signals. Truskowski in motion. Galuppi to Coral on the left side. Whistle is blown, so no play on first down. Let's see what the call is. We'll look at their starting lineup in a second. Galuppi, big kid, 6'3", 193 pounds. Has trouble with the snap, but gets it off to Struggs. Struggs gets about 3 yards before he's hammered by the Quip defense. Eddie Dawson in on the tackle. He hit him first, and I'm surprised Galuppi got the football off to Struggs. He's down 13, ball on the 49-yard line. 9:38 to go in the first quarter. Coral lines up in the wingback position, then goes in motion. On the reverse is Truskowski. Truskowski gets the football from Galuppi, but gets nothing. Maybe a yard on the play before he is hammered hard by Corey Alston. What a sight, Corey Alston, 50-yard line. They gave him a couple of yards on the play. Struggs and Coral in the backfield. Truskowski lines up on the right side. Galuppi back to pass. Looks downfield over the middle. In and out of the hands of his tight end, and it is intercepted by number 12, Dante Williams. Dante Williams across midfield down to the 46-yard line. The football bounced out of Rob Taylor's hands. The tight end went in and out of his hands. And Dante Williams comes up with the out of the hands of Rob Taylor. 2 turnovers thus far, 8:28 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10, ball on the 46. The Quips get it back almost where they left off when they fumbled the football.
Let's remember, Rob, these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids' nerves do come into play.
Thornton hands the football off to Leonard Myers. Myers a gain of about a yard on the play. Shimoniak comes up with the tackle. Shimoniak broke his leg last year for the Ambridge Bridgers. Missed pretty much most of the season, came back towards the end. And he was the starting center last year as a junior. So the Quips get 2 on the play. Ball on the 44-yard line. Can't ask for a better night. It's starting to cool off here at the pit. Adelphar goes from the eye next to Myers. Myers gets the handoff from Thornton, but he is hit hard. And Myers was hit by number 89 for the Ambridge Bridgers. That's Mike Cousins, a 6'2", 180-pound senior for the Bridgers.
Cousins did a great job on that. He completely stood up Craig Ferentz, pushed him aside, and went right after the ball tackler. Good job of reading on that play. A lot of times ends will just go straight for the quarterback and won't look for that play fake. But what he did, Cousins, that time stood up the lineman in front of him, looked around, saw the ball carry, and attacked.
Standing room only here at the pit as we bring you high school football 1990. Leonard Myers lines up behind Thornton. Adelphar dots the I.
First passing situation for the Quips.
Thornton back to pass. Looks downfield on the left side. He hits Ty Law. Law across midfield, or across the field to the 35-yard line. Check that. Andrees Nance, number 10.
Wondering if Thornton's going to be able to put up the big numbers at the quarterback position to keep the pressure off Myers and Farr. His first attempt looked good.
Ernest Greer lines up to the left. Easy Jones in motion for the Aliquippa Quips. Thornton pitches it to Farr. Farr loses his footing. Gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. A possible loss of a yard. Chris Velasic on the tackle for the Ambridge Bridgers. Lining up wide to the right is Ty Law. Andrees Nance on the near side as Myers goes into the wingback position. Farr in the backfield all by himself. Thornton barks out the signals. Passes it on the right side to Ty Law. Law takes it, tucks it under and runs. Ty Law down to the 20-yard line, down to the 15 before he's knocked out of bounds by Alex Coral and Julius Bowler. Nice play by the Aliquippa Quips. Thornton just dropped back 2 steps. 18-yard gain for the Aliquippa Quips. 1st and 10, ball on the 18. Thornton hands it off to Farr on the cross pattern. Farr is hit at the line of scrimmage. It hit hard. Mike Cousins in on the tackle. He was the first to hit him. Also in on the tackle, Neil Catch and Alex Coral. Give him a yard on the play. 2nd down and 10. 6:01 to go here in the first quarter.
Situation now where the field begins to shrink and you're left with a little less options. And right now I do believe Ambridge is winning.
Saw him throw the football over 60 yards in the air with no problem at all. Thornton hands it off to Farr. Farr is hit hard at the line of scrimmage, as you mentioned, Bob. Once again, the Bridger defense is right there. Mike Cousins, Julius Bowler, Chris Beadnell, and Neil Catch swarmed around Farr, and he didn't have a chance.
Well, we mentioned at the top of the show that Ambridge on the front line is bigger than Aliquippa, and so far they have shown that. The interior people have done an excellent job for the Bridgers. And once again, they forced Thornton into a passing situation.
3rd down and 8 for the Quips. Ball on the 16-yard line of the Ambridge Bridgers. Substitutions coming in and out for the Aliquippa Quips as Ken Thornton tries to direct his offense into the end zone. The Quips started things off getting the kickoff, bringing it down the midfield before Thornton fumbled the football. The Bridgers got the ball back. Before you know it, they threw an interception. Quips have the football back again. Thornton fakes, rolls to his left, looks over the middle, has his tight end, and that is Tommy Hayes. Hayes reels it in. There's a flag, a late hit on the play by the Bridgers. Hayes reeled it in and got down to about the 6-yard line, and flags flew after he fell to the ground. A late hit will be called against the Ambridge Bridgers.
That could be a big call because it's awfully close to a first down. No guarantee that is a first down. Looks like he might even be a half-yard short. Well, now they're going to give him the first down and then tack on probably half the distance to the goal line.
So, bad move by the Ambridge Bridgers. That seems to be the only thing the Aliquippa Quips have been able to do is go through the air. They'll stack things up in the backfield. The Aliquippa Quips. Thornton with Leonard Myers in the backfield. Vidal Farr and Ty Law. Thornton keeps it himself. Can't get anywhere. Gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. I think he may have even lost a yard on the play. Tucked it under and took it himself when he wanted to go in the first quarter. Leonard Myers behind Thornton. Vidal Farr dots the I. On the left side is E.Z. Jones. Farr moves up onto the right side. Pro set. Ken Thornton rolls to his right. Looks into the end zone. He had Farr for second. He's being pressured. He finally gets the football off to his tight end. Touchdown, Aliquippa! Rolling in the football is Ed Dawson of the Aliquippa Quips. And Thornton just read it perfectly.
What a play by Thornton. The ball was on the left hash mark. He was rolling.
And the Quips lead 6-0. Set to try and get the PAT for the Aliquippa Quips. Number 44, Chico Williams. The kick is up, and the kick is good. The Aliquippa Quips lead 7-0. 4:11 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
This just in, top designers Liz Claiborne, Carol Little, and Raffaella can be found at Joe Vell's. Josie Percy and Vel Mastromico will personally assist you with services like free minor alterations and even special ordering. Also at Joe Vell's, convenience is your ticket to high.
He will be joined back deep by Jeremy Truskowski. The Aliquippa Quips take the upper hand and lead 7-0 in this rivalry that dates back to 1920.
So just a case of the Quips taking advantage of the Bridger turnover. The Bridgers responded with the Quip turnover with a turnover of their own.
Here's the kickoff. Ross comes up with the football. Across the 20, down to the 25. He has a hole wide open, down to the 40-yard line. Still on his feet before he's brought down at the 40-yard line by the kicker, E.Z. Jones.
And he was the last man there who could make the play. A great wedge formed by the Ambridge Bridgers. Once he got to the 25-yard line, a lot of green in front of him.
For Mr. Richard Ross. Ross brought it down to the 40-yard line. Lining up on the left is Julius Bowler. Truskowski on the near side. In the backfield, Struggs and Coral. Galuppi. Moving on the line, a flag finally thrown. Coral gets the pitch, and Coral gets about 8 yards on the play, but they'll say no play at all. The whistle was blown beforehand. They'll wave it off. 3 pounds. Bowler lines up on the left side again. Truskowski on the near side. Struggs and Coral in the backfield. Galuppi hands it off to Struggs up the middle for a gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Once again, that play, once you get
up in the wingback position on the left side, Truskowski lines up on the right side in the wingback position. Struggs in the backfield. Coral goes in motion. He gets the pitch. Coral down across the 40, and that's about it. He'll get to maybe the 41-yard line. Thought maybe a flag would be thrown. Coral was drilled hard out of bounds. Coach Morocco just went right over to there where he was down and helped him up. Coach Morocco, of course, in the Ambridge School District for many years. Struggs in the backfield. Moving on the line by the Bridgers, and that was Velasic, the tackle. 2:41 to go in the first quarter.
It's like they'll have single coverage on the short side
with Richard Ross lining up on the right side. Truskowski on the left side. Draw play to Coral. Coral doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Robbie Palachak on the tackle for the Quips.
Rather predictable play call. And Polachak read it extremely well. And once again, the Ambridge Bridgers keep shooting themselves in the foot. They're not going to score very many points if they keep going off sides on 1st and 10.
The Bridgers will have to punt. Ronka,
another team's mistake on the special teams.
Back deep for the Quips, E.Z. Jones, along with Ty Law. Ronka, the football. He loses the football. He picks it back up. He tucks it under. He's going to have to take it himself, but he is swabbed and brought down at the 18-yard line by the Aliquippa Quips. Coming up with a tackle. He read it perfect. Ty Patillo, and Ronka didn't have a prayer.
Well, there you go, Rob. A mistake on the special teams. The snap barely got there. It short hopped the punt,
and he was brought down by Ty Patillo. The Aliquippa Quips are on the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, 1:40 to go. Thornton goes into the end zone. He has his receiver wide open. Touchdown! E.Z. Jones reels it in for an 18-yard touchdown reception, and the Quips lead 13-0.
What a pass by Thornton. He had single coverage. Jones taking it into the end zone. The pass was thrown way before Jones looked back. It was perfectly thrown about 5 yards deep into the corner of the end zone. Jones ran underneath it, and he waltzed right.
PAT being held by Dante Williams.
Hillard with the snap.
Here comes the snap from Williams. He gets it down. The kick is up, and it is good. The Aliquippa Quips lead 14-0. 1:32 to go. We'll be right back.
In Western Pennsylvania, folks turn to the auto body and collision repair technicians at Grosky & Associates for fast and efficient repair of their vehicles.
When the mishap of an accident happens, won't you feel good knowing the same technicians at Crossing Associates who are working on your car already...
Back downfield, 46 yards for a touchdown. Then when the Bridgers tried to punt on their next attempt, couldn't even get the punt off. The Quips got the football, and they brought it in 18 yards. Richard Ross loses the football, and it's picked up by Bratton. Bratton on the kickoff, still on his feet before he's finally brought down by the Aliquippa Quips. Hit on the tackle, Vince Harmon. Ross didn't get the kickoff. He dropped the football, and Bratton came up with it. A couple spin moves here, a couple spin moves there. Defensively, it could be a very long night. They've got to try and find some confidence somewhere. Coral lines up in the wingback position. Struggs in the backfield by himself. Coral goes in motion. Instead of getting the pitch, he goes to Struggs. Struggs goes up the middle for 2 yards on the play.
That's really no way to start establishing the offense. Ambridge has been very predictable. Here's a situation on first.
And Galuppi has got to take control of this offense for the Bridgers. I formation for the Bridgers. Truskowski lines up on the near side, Bowler on the far side. Galuppi waits for the snap from center. Offsides by the Quips. Jumping offside for the Quips, number 81, Ed Dawson.
And Dawson, was there not a shuffling going on that defensive line? I think wisely so by Coach Morocco.
Bridgers will get one more play off before the first quarter is over. Galuppi gives it over to Coral. Coral is hit almost at the line of scrimmage. You'll get maybe 2 yards on the play. That's it for the first quarter. After the first quarter of play, the Aliquippa Quips lead 14-0.
Friendly Federal Credit Union, 2000 Main Street, Aliquippa. Your full-service credit union that puts you first. Friendly Federal offers valuable services like a sure draft checking account. You're tuned to high school football on AM 1460 WMBA Ambridge. Let's go back to the pit live with Rob Metzi and Bob Mahalik.
Thank you very much, Chris. Mike Galuppi set to start things off in the second half for the Bridgers. Hand off to Coral up the middle. Gained about 3 yards before he was hit by Leonard Myers. He should have gotten the first down. He did. The Bridgers will have first down and 10 on their own 35-yard line.
And the Bridgers went the first period without getting a first down, and left stats don't lie. Offensively in the first half for the Ambridge Bridgers, only 10 total yards. Coral 3 carries, 5 yards. Struggs 3 carries, 5 yards. In the air, Galuppi 0 for 1 with an interception. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, the Aliquippa Quips, Myers 2 carries, 3 yards. Farr 5 carries, 13 yards. And the big story, Thornton 5 for 5, 58 yards in the air, 2 touchdown passes, and of his 5 passes, he's hit 5 different receivers.
That's called looking around. Mike Galuppi set to get the football from center. He drops the football. He tries to roll to his left, and he is hit hard by the Aliquippa defense. He was swarmed by 3 players before he's finally brought down by Alston. Corey Alston got him down, but Robbie Palachek was at the pit. Bowler lines up on the near side. Truskowski on the far side for the Bridgers. In the backfield, pro set, Coral and Struggs. Galuppi barks out the signals, drops back to pass, looks downfield, goes deep on the right side, fly pattern to Truskowski. He had him open down at the 38-yard line. But Truskowski couldn't get to the football in time, just a little bit underthrown by Galuppi.
Yeah, Truskowski was wide open going down the right sideline, but the pass was a little bit underthrown and thrown too much towards the middle of the field, and Truskowski could not make up the ground.
Had the score, and plenty of those yards were paved by the way of Eric Struggs. I formation. Chris Beadnell in the backfield for the Ambridge Bridgers. As a timeout is called by the Ambridge Bridgers, there's a timeout on the field of possession. I formation. Beadnell stays in at fullback. Coral is the tailback. At the wingback spot is Truskowski. Galuppi rolls to his right, looks downfield. He has Bowler wide open, but it is knocked out of the air by the Aliquippa Quips. Right there was E.Z. Jones on the coverage.
Well, Jones was beat by a couple steps, but Galuppi hung that one up a little bit, and Jones has good closing speed, was able to get it there at the last moment, get the hand out and knock it away.
And that led to a touchdown for the Aliquippa Quips. Back deep for the Quips is E.Z. Jones. Nice punt by Rocca. Great hang time before Jones comes up with the football on the 22-yard line. Runs down to the right side. He has an open spot down across the 40. He's out to the 45 before he is knocked down at midfield. E.Z. Jones with a great run before he's brought down by, no doubt about it, Rocca just laid it up there. Great punt by Ronca. And the Quips are back on offense at midfield. Thornton with Farr and Myers in the backfield. Fakes it, tucks it under himself before he's knocked down and brought down by Eric Struggs. Struggs brings him down at the 43-yard line along with Mike Cousins. Struggs read it perfectly.
Struggs doing an excellent job. Quips tried to use the on it.
9:21 to go in the second quarter. The Quips lead 14-0. Let's see what they do on this time. Thornton rolls to his left before he hands it off to Farr. Farr across midfield, down to the 48-yard line before he's brought down by the Bridger defense. A gain of about 6 yards on the play. Gets back to almost the original line of scrimmage for the Quips. Great play by the Quips. They faked me out, that's for sure. Looked as though
To break one tonight because he hits the line awfully quick.
he is only 5'8", 155 pounds. Man, can he run. Timeout by the Quips. 14-0. 8:33 to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back. Ken Thornton has played superb football at quarterback for the Quips this evening. Thornton, back to pass, rolls to his left, looks downfield, airs it out. He has easy going. Hit it out of the hands. Check that. That was Endry Nance. And it looked as though it was underthrown, if you could believe it, because Thornton just wailed it. Great coverage by the...
You know what? Everyone's a winner at the Falcone 500. Pull into the winner's circle. Falcone at the airport on the runway.
Back deep for the Ambridge Bridgers, Bobby Jones and Richard Ross. The punt by Myers, a high, long kick. And Ross watched it fall, and the Quips will down it at the 1-yard line.
What a mistake by Jones. Jones and Ross stood there like a center fielder and a left fielder at a pop ball and watched it drop right in between them at the 15-yard line. It took an Aliquippa quick bounce, rolls down inside the 5, and this isn't the kind of field position you want for him.
Exactly right. They're having a hard time. Galuppi will line up behind center, standing on the goal line. Offsides by the Quips. Dead ball foul. 7:46 to go here in the first half. The Bridgers will have the football on the 7-yard line. First down and 5. Galuppi with Struggs and Coral in the backfield. Hands it off to Coral. Coral is hit hard at the line of scrimmage but continues to run. Gets maybe about a yard on the play, a couple. Leonard Myers with a tackle for the Aliquippa Quips.
Myers doing a great job of shooting the gap to have those 5 men up front. A couple of them will go one way, a couple will go the other, and it's up to the linebackers to come in and fill that hole. And Myers came right in between the guard and the center on that play and was able to lay the hit on.
2-yard gain for Coral. Alex Coral hasn't been doing much on offense. Well, the Bridgers as a whole haven't been doing much on offense.
For Coral, 5 carries, only 10 yards.
Galuppi hands it off to Coral and gets about 3 yards on the play, maybe a first down. We'll see. They'll say it is a first down. They'll move the chain.
Only the second first down of the game for Ambridge. I think the problem right now football between the guards, that's not going to do much.
That's one thing the Bridgers did a lot last year. They ran a lot of off tackle, and they ran a lot on sweep plays, and they haven't done it at all tonight with Alex Coral. Galuppi to Coral up the middle again, and he's hit hard by the Aliquippa defense. They've got to get away from going up the middle and give it to Coral so he can go on the outside and break it away.
Yeah, Robbie Polachak did a great job. The nose guard for the Aliquippa Quips, he's standing Zbonic up, and he's really been the anchor of that defensive line. Has done a great job. And Rob, we'll keep an eye on that. Not to harp on a situation, but Ambridge is going nowhere up the middle, but they're stubborn. They insist they can go that way, and it simply isn't working.
You've got 250-pound Craig Ferentz at one tackle position, 220-pound, 6'5" Corey Alston at the other tackle, and Robbie Palachek up the middle.
Not to mention Dawson and Myers, the linebacker position, closing in well.
They're closing the gap, no doubt about it. Galuppi pitches it to Coral. They finally go on the outside. Coral is still hit hard. This time he is hit by number 81 for the Aliquippa Quips. That is Ed Dawson. Eddie Dawson comes up with a tackle from his linebacker position, Reddit backer position. He's been on plenty of tackles, no doubt about it, Bob. High formation for the Bridgers. Struggs and Coral. Coral dots the I. Truskowski and Bowler, strong side left. Galuppi. Draw play to Coral. Check that. Kept it himself over the middle to Truskowski. Lost the football in the air. And Galuppi did a great job of faking not only some of the people in the stands, but yours truly out. And he gets the football over the middle to Truskowski for gain of the backfield. Coral lines up the wingback spot. Truskowski and Bowler, strong side left. Galuppi sets under center. Truskowski in motion. Galuppi back to pass. 2 drops and fires over to Bowie. That short pass forcing Galuppi to look deep. Telegraphed it perfectly, as you mentioned. Truskowski will line up on the right side. Bowler on the left side. Beadnell and Coral in the backfield. Galuppi. Another flag on the play. Looks like we've got an illegal motion against the Bridgers once again.
In a 15 situation, and you can't keep getting into a situation like this and expect to win very many football games.
That's the Bridgers. Beadnell and Coral in the backfield. Truskowski, Bowler wide to the right.
Coral is due to bust one.
Galuppi rolls to his right. He is swarmed under by the Aliquippa defense and brought down by Palachek. And Leonard Myers for a loss of about 5 on the play.
Myers was the first man there. Galuppi was able to avoid Myers, but Palachek is doing a great job. Plays a couple delay a game and then a sack, and now they've got 3rd and a furlong.
Wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall of the Ambridge locker room? Coral goes in motion from his backfield position. Galuppi hands it off to Beadnell. Beadnell gets about 4 yards on the play. The first carry for Chris Beadnell.
And all that does is give a little bit more room for the punter.
That's just about it. Ronco will have to punt.
Believe me, Aliquippa goes up 21-0. Awfully tough to come back. It's not impossible.
The way they've been returning the football on special teams, watch for them to possibly break one. Ronco gets the kickoff. Short to the left on the left side. Coming up with the football for the Quips is Ty Law. Law goes across to the left side. Before he is brought down and fumbles the football, they'll say he was down before he fumbled the football. They'll say no fumble on the play. Coming up with the tackle was Greg Mitzik. 46 to go in the first half. The way he's been putting the ball on the money, why not?
And Aliquippa does have 2 timeouts left.
And far in the backfield, Easy Jones wide to the right. Single coverage on Easy Jones. Thornton rolls to his right. Tucks it under. Takes it himself across midfield. He's still on his feet before he is finally knocked out of bounds by Alex Coral. And Thornton did a great job of avoiding the pass rush by the Ambridge Bridgers, but Alex Coral came from his linebacker position along with Dennis Shimoniak.
He stepped right by, stepped up in the pocket, more pressure came, but I think you'll see a very mature Ken Thornton the rest of the way. He's definitely proven tonight that he is going to be a force to reckon with.
Myers in far in the backfield. Pro set. Hand off to the first man through. That's Leonard Myers across the 40, down to the 30-yard line. He could go all the way. Leonard Myers down to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown!
Thornton's got him looking pass, and Myers takes the football up the gut and goes practically untouched for the touchdown.
Leonard Myers, the first man through for the touchdown. Chico Williams with the hold by Dante Williams. Quips. Williams puts the ball down. Chico gets it up. The kick is up. Through the uprights and good. 21-0. The Aliquippa Quips lead the Ambridge.
More of this. Now's the time to free ourselves. We should be free. Free, I say.
Yes, storm the door!
And now CDs and pyramid passbooks, free photocopies, no-fee traveler's checks, cashier's checks, and money orders, plus a whole lot more.
Liberty Club! Liberty Club!
Make your stand against the high cost of banking. Open your Reeves Bank Liberty Club account today. Member FDIC, equal opportunity.
1 to go, under 2 minutes here in the first half at the pit. High formation for the Bridgers. Galuppi sets shot. Rolls to his right. Galuppi looks downfield. He gets Coral out of the backfield, and Coral drops the football. Great defense by the Aliquippa Quips. A lot of things happen, no doubt about it. High formation. Bowler and Truskowski line up on the left side. Galuppi. Back to pass, play action. Over the middle to Truskowski. Truskowski reels it in for a first down for the Bridgers. 1:29 to go here in the first half. The Bridgers trying to get the football downfield. Phil Truskowski on the near side, Bowler on the right side. Galuppi. Back to pass. Draw play to Coral. Coral down to midfield. He's at the 50-yard line for the Bridgers. 1:09 to go here in the first half. You're not going to get many yards, and you're not going to save any time on the clock with draw plays, that's for sure.
Very conservative game plan for the Ambridge Bridgers in the first half.
Truskowski lines up in the wingback position. Struggs and Coral in the backfield. Bowler on the near side. Galuppi rolls to his right. Looks downfield on the left side. Throws up a stop. Coral comes back, and he came back for the ball. He had it in. It fell out of his hands at the 35-yard line. Coral did a great job of just coming back and started to run before he had the football.
As soon as the ball got to Coral, Coral looked upfield, saw Ty Patilio staring him down, and then Dubar to the right. Truskowski and Coral join him on the right side. Struggs all by himself in the backfield. Galuppi rolls to his right. Looks downfield. It's intercepted.
motion is Ty Law. Ty Law across the 40-yard line. He will go all the way. Ty Law will go 60 yards for a touchdown. Holy cow. Frank Morocco raises his arms in the air for his Aliquippa defense. The Quips lead 27-0, and there's still time to go in the first half.
Ball game under a minute to go. Galuppi gets careless, throws the ball out there, and Ty Law, he's got a lot of speed. And when you catch a deep pass like that, it almost becomes a punt return. It really has been a struggle all night for Ambridge. Out of sync from the first play, and they've never really gotten it together.
56 yards is the official mark for Ty Law's return after the interception of Galuppi. As the Williams brothers set to get the PAT, the kick is up, and it is wide to the right. No good. We'll take a timeout and return for the kickoff on AM 1460 WMBA 27-0 Quips.
There's so much to go for at PMO.
Win up to $3,000 for this winter's heating bills or dozens of other energy savings gifts. Act now. Stop by PM Moore for all the details.
Home improvements easy with PM Moore.
See the Certainty display at PM Moore Company, Hospital Drive in Aliquippa, Chippewa, and Imperial.
And the Bridges bring the football down to the 35-yard line on the kickoff.
That's a cliche for pretended 0-0. This is an exhibition game, and see if they can't accomplish something in the second half and get some confidence back.
The Ambridge Bridgers, under 20 seconds to go. Truskowski lines up in the wingback position. Bowler is wide to the right, I formation for the Bridgers. Galuppi drops back, looks downfield, airs it out down the right sideline. Fly pattern intercepted by the Aliquippa Quips. Coming up with the big INT is Dante Williams. Dante Williams picks off the pass at the 36-yard line. And
It's August. I like it. I'll take this 365 days a year. And we are underway. The kick is off, and it's taken by one of the up men. But there is a flag on the play. The kick went from Easy Jones and picked up by... Julius Fuller makes the kick.
Galuppi to Coral. Coral breaks it across midfield. Coral down to the 45-yard line, gets down to the 40-yard line. Great play by Coral. They finally went off. Coral dots the I, struggles in front of him. Coral gets the call again off the right side again. Coral gain of about 4 yards, so they're going backfield. Galuppi pitches to Coral. Reverse to Bowler. Bowler gets the football. Bowler is brought down. Gets about 2-3 yards on the play. Brought down
36. This is 4 down territory.
I formation. Galuppi back to pass. Play action fake. Looks downfield. Over the middle. Intercepted by Leonard Myers. Leonard Myers on the football at the 30-yard line. Down to the 35-40. 45 across midfield. Down to the 45-40 before he's finally knocked down at the 34-yard line. Leonard Myers seemed to be the intended receiver for Mike Galuppi. He picked the football off at the 30-yard line and brought it down to the 35-yard line.
Interception off the arm of Galuppi this evening.
Now, offensively, they finally started to move like you mentioned, but lo and behold, boom, it happens. Ken Thornton, the quarterback. Myers and far in the backfield. Easy Jones goes in motion. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is.
It's an official timeout. Some debris out on the field. I think
Will replace Malasek.
Rowan, a senior.
Let's see if the Quips try and exploit it. I formation. Far dots the I. Myers in front of him. Easy Jones in motion. On the near side, Thornton. First man through is Myers. He gets the feed. Gets about 2 yards on the play. Brought down by Neil Catch. Near side in the wideout spot is Ty Law. On the far side is Andrees Nance. Thornton goes deep on the right side. And he overthrows number 20, Ty Law, down the right sideline. Andrees Nance lines up far side. Easy Jones, the wingback spot. Myers in far in the backfield. Jones in motion on the left side. Thornton. First man through is Leonard Myers. Myers goes on the left side, off left tackle. Gets a couple of yards on the play.
To let the clock keep running while the Quips have possession of the football.
I formation. Strong right side with Andrees Nance and Ty Law. Law goes in motion. Thornton back to pass. Flag on the play. Whistle is blown. Dead ball.
I don't think they got it off in time.
Appears late. Let's see what happens. I formation. Strong right side stacked up with Andrees Nance and Easy Jones right behind him on the right side. I formation. Jones goes in motion. Thornton back to pass. Looks over the middle. And in and out of the hands of E.Z. Jones. He had Jones open. Jones should have reeled it in. He dropped the football at the 20-yard line. The Bridgers will take over on the 36-yard line. Ball back on the 36-yard line. 4 downs and out for the Quips. I formation. Truskowski lines up on the right side. Galuppi back to pass. Second man through is Coral. Coral breaks it down to the 40-yard line. Flag on the play. Face mask will be the call against the Aliquippa Quips. Ty Patillo got his hand in on Alex Coral's face mask. It field along with Coral. Dots the eye. Truskowski on the right side. Galuppi. Second man through is Coral. Coral gets the ball. Coral down to the 40-yard line. Still on his feet. Dragging some Quips with him down to about the 37-yard line. And Alex Coral gets a nice drive for a gain of, let's see, about 7 or 8 yards.
Remember, starting to mix it up a little bit of a misdirection, and Coral goes off the right side. And something that impresses me about Alex Coral the last year, you can see Coral breaking off a lot of big runs.
Strong runner.
6'3", 193, Division I material.
Wide to the right is Bobby Jones. First man through is Beatnell. He gets the feed. Flag on the play. Able to move the football very well this series and have benefited from a couple of big penalties from the Quips.
They've been running the ball well. It's first down. Great chance for a play-action pass and going deep.
I formation. Coral and Beatnell in the backfield. Coral gets the feet. Goes up the middle. Coral still on his feet. Coral still on his feet. Drags a couple of plays. Still on his feet before he's finally brought down. Alex Coral was hit hard but kept on running. He was hit by Patillo. And then Myers came in and a host of other Quips before they finally brought him down.
That helps Aliquippa. They've got to go for that big play. They've got to do it on first down when Aliquippa's not expecting it.
3 men in the backfield. Coral alongside Beatnell and Truskowski. Truskowski gets the feed. He's hit hard in the backfield. Ty Patillo with a tackle, a loss of a yard on that play. The line stacked up in the backfield with the T. And Truskowski on the right side came across, got the feed, and only, well, in fact, he lost a yard. Truskowski's lead. 2 men in the backfield, Beatnell and Coral. Galuppi back to pass, looks downfield, and the pass was intended for Bowler. Bowler was draped by Andres Nance. The ball was way ahead of Bowler anyway. Bowler on the near side, lines up. Truskowski far on the right side. Galuppi lines up under center, back to pass, 2 steps, timing pattern to Bowler, reverse, switches it over to Coral. Coral still on his feet, nothing doing. The Quips read it perfectly. It was pitched back by Bowler after he received it on the timing pattern. Galuppi dropped back 2 steps. Bowler gets the football and then flips it over to Coral as he runs.
And I tell you right now, you've got to wonder about the confidence with Galuppi. If you think that Coach Antonini would want to keep him throwing the football so he can make a couple big plays and get his confidence.
Myers and Farr in the backfield. Farr gets the pick. He goes up the middle, breaks it wide open. Farr is brought down at the 45-yard line by number 26 for the Ambridge Bridgers, Damon Bratton. Farr just busted through the line of scrimmage for a huge gain, and we talked about how hard he hit the line, and he was out. 1st and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line for the Quips. I formation. Myers and Farr. Farr moves up next to Myers. Myers gets the feed. Myers off left tackle. Myers still on his feet. Myers down to the 35-yard line. Leonard Myers, a strong, hard runner for the Aliquippa Quips.
That many more chances you got of him busting a long one.
No question about it. I'd like to see Vidal Farr bust one. I thought he was going to nail that one where he was brought down by Bratton. I formation, injury stance on the right side. Farr gets the football. He drops it, fumble. And let's see who got the football. Some Bridgers are indicating that they've got the football. Let's get the official word from the official.
Farr and Thornton having problems with the handoff. Farr never really got that ball cradled into his chest.
Let's see who has the football. They'll say
got it.
Quips got the football back.
Yeah, they did. So I tell you what, everything going the Aliquippa Quips way. The ball falls down in the middle of the pack, and Kiva Woods falls
on the near side. Is Ty Law on the far side? Is Williams. Flag on the play. Whistle was blown. Dead ball. Let's see what it is. Delay a game against the Quips.
And Micah Hall checks into the game for the Quips, his first appearance tonight.
Andres Nance lines up on the near side, as does Ty Law. Thornton rolls to his right. He's being swarmed under by the defense of the Bridgers, and he's brought down at midfield. Coming up with a sack in the backfield for the Ambridge Bridgers, number 66, Chris Velasic. Velasic is 6'3", 245 pounds.
Remember the last time Jones and Roth went back deep, they both stood there and watched the ball bounce and kick inside the 5-yard line. This time, hopefully, they'll have better communication back there and be able to return this one.
I don't think it'll happen this time. Myers set to punting. Kick is off. Hard kick from Myers. Sends Jones way back. Jones picks the football after one bounce. Jones down at the 2-yard line. He's being swarmed under by the Quips, but breaks one through on the right side. Jones across the 20-yard line. Down to the 25, 30, 35. He has a hold out of the 42-yard line. And Jones made something out of nothing because the ball bounced. He watched it. He was going to let it go, but he finally decided to pick it up when it was inside the 5-yard line. Was almost brought down.
Up under the middle as they have been.
Galuppi, delay, draw to Coral. Coral across the 45-yard line, down to the 47. Coral did a nice job of making something out of that one.
And Galuppi quickly runs over to the sideline to get the play. They want to get one.
Aliquippa Quips lead on WMBA.
This just in, top designers Liz Claiborne, Carol Little, and Raffaella can be found at Jovel Casuals, 4207 Broadhead Road.
The nothing is our score here at WMBA as we continue on. Here we go. Galuppi hands it off to Coral. Coral across midfield, down to the 40-yard line. Coral still on his feet. Coral could go all the way. Has one man to beat his timeout. Timeout dives after him and brings it down with a shoestring tackle at the 8-yard line. Alex Coral finally broke one for the Ambridge Bridgers.
We talked about it all night. He has a tendency to break tackles, and that time he did break through the tackles, and the safety help was not there. A great job by Ty Law showing that speed. 43-yard run for Coral.
T again in the backfield. Beadnell in the middle. Coral on the left side. Trzaskowski on the right side. Let's see if they run the misdirection again. They do not. They go to Coral on the left side. Coral up the middle off left tackle. Gets a couple of yards on the play. And
Cole out. He has the option of passing the ball or tucking it up and running it. And on second down, it's a good play because Aliquippa really can't commit either way.
Exactly. High formation. Beadnell and Coral in the backfield. Galuppi rolls to his left. Play action. Flag on the play.
That's exactly what they had in mind. Galuppi with the play action was going to bootleg
here. Normally have the 1A. They have been Ambridge Area School District for some time. They have 2 A's on their helmets this year.
It's because they went up in class.
Maybe. Moving on the line again by the Quips. Let's see if the Bridgers drew them off this time.
And they were going to run the identical same play as Galuppi once again, as much time as they can.
Second down, goal to go. High formation. Coral dots the I, shrugs in front of him. Flag again. Looked as though there was offside.
Well, I think Simoniak, or excuse me, the center, Simoniak looked like he pump faked on the snap, and I think that tried to draw the Quips offsides. That's exactly what it's going to be. So Aliquippa would give it, but
Ambridge Bridgers with the football. Trzaskowski lines up far to the right side. Bowler far to the left. High formation. Coral and Shrugs in the backfield. Coral at the top. Coral gets the feed. Off right tackle. Coral on his feet down across the 5-yard line. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Alex Coral with a 6-yard touchdown run off right tackle. Gets the Bridgers on the field, and they erase the goose egg 27-6. Typical style kicker for the Bridgers. Just a junior. They miscue on the snap. Ronca picks the football up, rolls to his right, but he's hammered on the 15-yard line. The Bridgers have had problems with the snap on several different occasions.
939 Merchant Street in Ambridge. Bridger pride. Catch it.
The Bridgers start off with an onside kick. Let's see who comes up with a football. I believe the Quips came up with the football at the 45-yard line. That last drive was 4 plays, 59 yards. Seemed like there was many more problems with that, and they worked on it, and they continue to have problems on it.
And it's cost them 8 points tonight. Not only did they miss the extra point, but they had the problem with the snap on the punt, which led to an Aliquippa touchdown.
Ken Thornton, the quarterback for the Quips, still in their I formation. Thornton gives it off to Farr. Farr goes up the middle and gets back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Well, with a 21-point lead, I don't think you can see Thornton putting the ball up.
Escape 53 to go here in the football game. 27-6, the Quips are on top. I formation. Ken Thornton in the backfield. Entry stands far to the right. Easy Jones goes in motion. Thornton pitches it off to number 20 for the Aliquippa Quips. That is Ty Law. Law still on his feet. Crosses, turns down to the 40. Goodbye. Touchdown, Aliquippa. See ya. Ty Law got the feed. Went across on the right side, went down the right sideline for a touchdown.
And And now at the center of the field, a little bit of fight breaking out between
33-6. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 34-6 is the score. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
In the best of tradition, Western Pennsylvania knows the way we do business.
And start to foul out of the pit here at Carl A. Ashman Stadium. 34-6 is the score. The Quips on top. Here's the kick from E.Z. Jones. Coming up with the football is Struggs, an up man. Struggs with the football down across the 30-yard line, down to about the 34-yard line. And there's some hitting after the play, and a flag goes down. I believe it'll be called against the Aliquippa Quips. Well, Ross was in there. Galuppi, the quarterback. Struggs and Coral in the backfield. Truskowski on the near side with Bullard. Galuppi back to pass, hands off, delay to Alex Coral. Coral stacked up in the backfield for a loss of 4 yards on the play. Aliquippa Quips is in the backfield. Bowler on the near side, Truskowski next to him. Galuppi moving on the line of the Bridgers, moving on the line was Catch, the left tackle for, here we go, Struggs and Coral in the backfield. Truskowski and Bowler are the wideouts. Galuppi, play action, drops back, over the middle to Truskowski. They tried that play again, in and out of the hands of Truskowski, and it was almost picked off by the Aliquippa Quips' Ernest Green. I'll tell you what, just coming into this field, seeing the horse and the fire, seeing the fireworks in the beginning, just the atmosphere itself, it's tough, it's very intimidating. Galuppi back to pass. Looks downfield on the left side, almost intercepted, tipped in the air, almost twice was almost intercepted on the same play, in and out of the hands of Ty Law, and then as check that, he'll drop back. It is 4th down. Rocco will punt, and Law will drop back by himself. Miscommunication for the Quips. Rocco finally gets a good snap, gets the kick off on the right side, high and away, but Law comes up with it, fumbles the football, falls on top of it, but the Quips will retain possession. They'll have the football on the 25-yard line. 7:10 to go. Maybe we'd see someone in for Williams.
Chico Williams comes into the tailback position. Chico with 4 points via the PAT so far this evening.
Chico Williams gets the feed across the 30-yard line on the left side. Williams still on his feet before he's tripped up by the Bridgers. Bobby Jones on the left side. Great run right there by Chico.
When you say tripped up, you mean it. Jones and Washington into the game for the Quips at the fullback position.
Goes in motion. Washington does into the wingback spot. 2 men in the backfield. Tylaw and Williams. Thornton gives it to Williams on the pitch on the right side. Williams down across the 40-yard line. And he will get to about the 42-yard line. He's still on his feet. Down to the 44-yard line where he's finally knocked out of bounds.
Richard Ross had a handful of jersey and stopped on the play. He thought he had gone out of bounds, but the whistle never blew. So Chico kept on.
Williams and Washington in the backfield. Williams gets the football, goes up the middle, gets about 2 yards on the play before he's stacked up by the Bridger defense. In on the tackle that time for the Bridgers. To Vincent. Frafton, he is the second-string quarterback. He battled Galuppi for the quarterback position. He's quick. Heck of a baseball player as well. Thornton holds on to the football himself, goes up the middle, gets a couple of yards on the play before he is finally brought down.
Looks like it's going to be another first down for the Quips. Awfully close, and a good job by Thornton. Again, I think he might have audibleized that.
Things just did not go well for Coach Frank Antonini and his Bridgers. This Williams in Washington in the backfield. Thornton still at quarterback. In Jackson is Jackson. In motion is Jackson. Thornton. Ed Thornton, a fine basketball player for Red McNee. Hands off to the first man through. That's Washington. Washington breaks through across midfield, down to the 40-yard line, down across the 35 to the 31-yard line. Byron Washington with a run right up the middle from the feed from Thornton. And Byron Washington is a junior. First back through is Washington. He gets the feed again. A few more yards on the play.
A lot different game than the one last year, huh, Robert?
No question about it. 6-0. Timmy Patillo had to a lot of people last year, starting off with an 8-0 start. 2 men in the backfield. They are Farr and Washington. And Thornton is hit hard after he gives the football to Thornton. Over to Williams. Williams across the 30-yard line on the left side before he's finally brought down at the 28-yard line. Hit hard by Dave Rowan. And another quarterback in now for the Quips, Maurice Smith. And Smith gives it on misdirection play to Williams. Williams down to the 20-yard line, across the 15, down to the 11-yard line. Beautiful run right there by Chico Williams.
Williams having a big game here in the second half.
Reese Smith in there at quarterback for the Aliquippa Quips. He is a 5'11 junior.
For Williams, 51 yards here in the fourth quarter alone.
2:25 to go in the football game. 34-6 is the score. The Quips on top. I formation. Williams dots the I. Going in motion for the Quips is Dorian Jackson. Misdirection. Over to Williams. Williams across the 10. Down to the 8-yard line. Smith comes to the sideline to get another play. 34 in the backfield now for the Quips. Number 37, Jeff Anderson. He gets the feed, and he's knocked at the line of scrimmage and lost a yard. 2 and 7. Ball on the 10-yard line. 1:18 to go in the football game.
Don't forget tomorrow for a recap on this game to find out what the coaches were thinking throughout this game. Tune into Frankly Speaking. Coach Frank Morocco and Frank Antonini. That's at noon following More Sports right here on AM 1460 WMBA.
Call up and find out what the strategies were for this evening's game. Under a minute to go, the Quips will go on to record their first victory of the 1990s. Smith with the feed over to Williams. Williams on the left side. Williams turns it around and goes on the right side. He has a blocker in front of him. Williams still trying to make things exciting here at the pit. Down back to the 10-yard line. What a burst of speed by Williams. He saw nothing going on the left side, decided to try the right side.
And it's one of those situations, Rob, where he ran about 20 yards and gained 1.
Exactly right. Under 20 seconds to go here at Carl A. Ashman Stadium.
They're going to try and run more play.
They will try, as you mentioned, to run one more play. Under 10 to go. I formation. Ed Thornton back in at quarterback. Jeff Anderson in the backfield. He gets the feed. Anderson is hit hard. He's still on his feet before he is finally brought down. That will do it. The Aliquippa Quips record their first victory of the 1990s, defeating the Ambridge Bridgers 34-6 here at Carl A. Ashman Stadium. We'll return with the post-game show right after this.
Discover the advantages of belonging to New Alliance Federal Credit Union. Advantages like New Alliance's absolute minimum Visa card rates. New Alliance's Visa cardholder rate is a low 15.9%. Plus, New Alliance Visa cardholders pay no annual fee and can avoid interest charges by paying their monthly balance in full. A New Alliance Visa card membership, low interest rates, and no annual fee. Just another